Hi, welcome to this video on the walking robot Mirft2. Last time the focus was on the gears, why it didn't work. I found out that it was mainly due to friction. So what I'm going to do is making sure that the friction is minimized. After that I am going to try to put some maybe L shapes like this one in between here, so that flexibility here is minimized. Also I have to make sure that this doesn't go like this, but is limited in its way. Another thing is that since this is supposed to be a stable walking robot, thinking back of the Mirft1 with 6 legs, which is stabler than 4, I probably will have to expand the number of legs to 6. So that is quite something to accomplish, since the question is, will I do it the same way? Probably, yes. Probably expanding it to here, which brings also a question as to how do I center the weight, because I want to keep it centered, and that brings new challenges. Anyway, first make the gears connected to the motors without too much friction. So with the gears supposedly hopefully set without too much friction, let's run it. Okay, that doesn't look too promising. It's a fine game between too much and enough, but also the question, and I'm not quite sure why that is, still that the position is changing, so it still doesn't come back to its original position. Well, let me on the fly try for the best position. Even worse. I know it comes close, but and I have to keep in mind it's 2 motors that I'm using. So, and another point is of course that this isn't really tight, although it doesn't matter too much. Let's see how this runs. And we're talking about millimeters or fraction of millimeters. This looks well, yeah, okay. Not sure if I can be satisfied with this, but let's get back to this another time. So right now I want to focus on stability. So let's see how that works. As for the stabilization between these gears and on the other side, I've put an L shape together, and this will fit nicely. Although I have to reseat. Okay. This is one side. Of course there's another as well. Which has to be gently pushed in. And then the stabilization is fixed for now for 4 legs. And let's run it again. Not much of walking. And the whole question also becomes, if I put it down, it is far from stable, of course. So that also brings the question, will it be stable enough when the boundaries around the legs are fixed? That is quite a different question, and one way to find out. This construction gives an idea on how it should work. Question is, if this space is too wide, but if I put it around the leg, push it back in place, it looks like it is kind of promising for what it should be. So this can be an option, although I should say that it may be a little bit out of place considering the position of the gear. On the other hand, the width might be just good enough, but only experiments can tell if that is the case. And let me try to construct another one right here to see if that could be stable enough. Yeah, let me take this one. And of course I have to take it out because otherwise I wouldn't have enough space to put it there. And another material problem arises because I do not have enough from this part, so maybe I don't have to use it. Let's see how we fix it. I did make a few little modification. I replaced this short one by a slightly longer one. So now I have these squares, and once again tests have to reveal if this is sufficient or not. So let's see if this runs at all. Now we get another problem, which is somehow logical. Let me lift it. Because now it gets a weight to lift as well, next to possible friction. So that is something I had not quite in mind, but it shows that walking may need some more power, so I have to figure out how that works. Anyway, this is for now, I think, a nice result. Maybe I can try. See, and this is what you get when you don't have it. Another issue I notice is that here I have 3 distance holders. Here I have only 2. While here I have virtually none. So that is something that I have to change as well in order to keep things upright. Which draws immediately a halt to the further experiments here. Because I can do it here, but here it makes no sense. So with that, I think it is time to draw a conclusion for this episode. This is a nice solution. I have to take care of the friction between the gears. I have to make sure of the distance holders. The question remains, why does the reverse not go exactly the same way as the first run? And new factor is the weight. So with that, I say thank you for watching, and most certainly to be continued. Bye bye.